What's going on, guys? ProfessorOaksAide here, welcoming you back to another episode of our Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green, 151 Nuzlocke Let's Play. So, last episode, we actually beat the Elite Four and Gary and have become the Champion of Kanto. And I asked you guys what you wanted to see, and I had a couple of replies. But what I've decided to do is I've decided to play it through until we can finish it once for all, taking on Gary for a second time, and then capturing Mewtwo. So I'm going to give myself the challenge of trying to capture Mewtwo in a Pokeball after we have beaten the Elite Four a second time. We're also going to try and fill out as much of the Pokédex as possible. So I'll still try and separate all of the Pokemon that I can use as first encounters from everything else. But obviously I'm going to have to fill up some of the Pokédex regardless to get access to the second set of the Sevii Islands and the post game of Fire Red and Leaf Green. So that's what we're going to be doing this episode. I didn't want to kick things off just too soon because obviously there's a bit of dialogue with Oak, and I just wanted to include that in it. So anyway, let's crack on with things. We're going to skip all of this and let's see. So here we are, back in Pallet Town, back where it all begins. The start of a new journey, not the start of not necessarily a new journey either, maybe the start of a new adventure, but still the same journey. Anyway, Oak talked to us there. I think he said we had 43 types in the Pokédex, yeah. So we're gonna fill it up to 60. I'm just gonna go and find a number of wild encounters that are easy to get, and unfortunately we need to drop Dragoon. We're gonna fly on him one last time before we drop him off in the box. Poor Dragoon. We will be taking the Hardstone off him before we deposit him. After all the effort that we went through to get that Hardstone, we're not getting rid of it that easily. So now, let's have a look. So, in he goes into the RIP box. Let's have a quick look at the teammates that we've lost throughout the course of that Nuzlocke. Our first of all was one of the first members of the team, Vortex, the Pidgeotto. Next up to 4 was Bubblegum, our Jigglypuff. Only reached level 24, unfortunately. Next up, Persuasion the Drowsy, who we never really got to use fully. Was killed by a crit. All of my Pokemon were killed by crits. Next up, our starter, Brute Root, the Venusaur. And finally, our champion, Dragoon, fell against Agatha's Gengar at level 58. And now we need to find somebody in the box who can adequately replace him. And I can see nobody really that can adequately replace him. But somebody who can do the job for now. We're actually going to be putting Batman into the party. We're going to be trying to get ourselves a Crobat, as I think a Crobat would be very, very fun to use. It's going to take a lot. Let's put it that way. It is going to take a lot. I don't remember why I called Doduo Clara. I don't remember. If you can remember why I called Doduo Clara, then let me know. But we're going to be using Batman, and we're going to be hoping that we can get him up to a high enough level that we can teach him Fly, because we can't teach him Fly until he's... I don't think we can teach him Fly until he's a Golbat anyway. We might not even be able to teach Golbat Fly. We might only be able to teach Crobat Fly. Let's have a look. Yeah, definitely can't teach the Batman. Well, let's have a look. Let's go down the Pokédex. Let's see who we can go and catch. So we've got our Caterpie. We can probably find a Metapod. We could probably find a Kakuna. We could go find a Raticate somewhere. We could find a Fearow somewhere. Arbok. Pikachu we can find somewhere. Nidoran, Clefairy, Clefable. I think the only thing that we haven't got from around here would be a Mankey. So we're going to head over here and go and find ourselves a Mankey to add to the Pokédex. So everything from Mankey onwards will be put into a separate box and won't be used won't be used for anything in the playthrough, just other than filling out the Pokédex. So when I was deciding whether to do this or whether to move on to the next Nuzlocke or not, I did have a really cool thought for a Nuzlocke. I was going to call it either something like an Oak Lock or a Dex Lock or something like that, where the idea is, until you've caught every Pokemon within the area, you actually can't proceed. So you have to keep training, keep battling, all of that in the area until you've caught every Pokemon that is available in that area. Something that Professor Oak would do to fill out the Pokédex. Obviously, you can still only use the first Pokemon that you encounter, but other than that, like other than the traditional Nuzlocke rules, the only other rule would be that you'd have to capture everything within an area. So maybe that's something that I'll look at doing in the future, but for now, that's Mankey added to the Pokédex. We're not going to nickname Mankey. We're not going to nickname anything so that we can easily determine who we caught as part of the Nuzlocke and who we've caught to fill out the Pokédex. So I guess next up is not Weedle, Kakuna and Metapod. In fact, have I caught a Weedle? That's something I need to check. I could probably get a Pikachu here as well. Probably not. I mean, I guess maybe I should try it out. Let's try and catch a Pikachu here. Although that could take a silly amount of time. Well, if I catch Metapod and then we'll just leave it for now. We're not on the O clock yet. So let's just get this. We're just gonna get the Pokédex for now, the National Dex even. We're not gonna worry about capturing every single Pokemon that we can. As fun as that would be. You want to give a nickname to Kakuna? No, we don't. So I guess the main idea behind the O-Clock would be, it'd be a very good way to build up a living dex. I actually have a living dex myself, and I'm currently working on a living shiny dex. It's a long process building up a living dex, and my one was kind of obsessive. My living dex currently is the Pokemon is from its native region. Every Pokemon is from its native region. And where possible, that Pokemon is also in a Pokeball, so there's very, very few Pokemon that I have in my living dex that are actually in anything other than a Pokeball. I think the only other balls that are used in it are a Cherish Ball. I think there's a few Cherish Balls in there, stuff like Arceus, Jirachi, Deoxys? No, I think Deoxys in a Pokeball. There might be a Mew in a Cherish Ball, because obviously I could hack in the old C map into Fire Red, but it's the Mew that I have is actually an event Mew, so it's a fully legitimate, living dex in that some of the events were hacked in, but they were all events that would have been live, and in fact actually events that I collected as a kid and never really thought to keep a hold of to I'd get these events and then I wouldn't think about transferring them when I'd restart my games. And obviously if I could go back, I'd probably give myself a slap if I caught myself doing that now, but I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll find a cartridge that actually I did transfer some stuff to. I've got all of my DS cartridges. I'm missing one Game Boy Advance cartridge, which is Sapphire, I believe, which I did actually keep a lot of stuff on. It was I had a level 100 Kyogre, which was the Kyogre that I caught as part of the playthrough, and he carried me through a lot. I also had a level 100 Rayquaza, whichever way you like to say. I like to say Rayquaza, but I know it's named after Quasars, but I don't know. I've always called it Rayquaza, so. Looks like we're struggling to find a Metapod here, which is kind of annoying, but I know they can be found. We're also looking for Pikachu, so if we find one of those, we'll be grabbing a hold of it. But I'm not hopeful. I'm not hopeful for the Pikachu. I think Pikachu here is maybe a 1% encounter. It might be a 5% encounter. I might be a bit harsh saying it's a 1% encounter, but I spent hours in Viridian Forest before looking for a Pikachu for a playthrough, and I know it takes a long time. I know it takes a very long time, so whether we find one or not is a different matter entirely. But we will be finding our Metapod, hopefully. I guess I could get one. I'm gonna work my way through Viridian Forest here, as I don't have anything with Fly at the minute. I'm gonna have to switch out Batman for now. Maybe switch him out for Zephyr. Oh, I'm really not looking forward to having to trade up another Pokemon. I really wish Dragoon hadn't fallen. I really wish I could use a revive. I've got so many max revives, but we're not going to do that. That would be cheating. I can't believe he got hit with a critical hit. It's always critical hit. It's always a critical hit that takes down one of my Pokemon. I knew he could survive a hit, but not a crit. And I think in the later generations, the crits are actually nerfed slightly down to 1.5 times damage. I think that was in X and Y that they did that. So he probably would have survived a critical hit in X and Y, but no. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, he dies to a critical Shadow Ball from Agatha's Gengar. So slightly depressing, slightly upsetting. It's definitely one of my favourite Pokemon to be using, but he's now memorialised forever in the Hall of Fame. The run we finished was in his name. We avenged him, and we shall carry on. We will rebuild stronger than before. But in all seriousness, we will rebuild the team. Maybe I'll try and include some Pokemon from the Sevii Islands, from some of the Johto and Hoenn Pokemon that you can catch over there. I think it's mostly Johto Pokemon that you can catch over there. You might not be able to catch any Hoenn Pokemon over there. I don't really remember. It's been a long time since I played Fire Red. But I will have a look. I'll have a look into it, see who we could potentially have on our team, and yeah, we'll rebuild. Obviously, you're gonna have a Crobat. Nobody else on the team has fallen, and I hope nobody else does. I know we could get, we could potentially get a Larvitar in Seavolt Canyon. Unfortunately, the other Pokemon that are much more common to encounter there is something like a Sentret, so we may not be able to get ourselves a Larvitar unless we find a cheeky way of manipulating it so that the Dupe's Claws works. Sorry, unless we can find a way to make the Dupe's Claws work for us again, as we did with Dratini. Though it was always a shame that we never caught Dratini, because otherwise I'd be training up a Dratini right now. Could have had a Dragonite on the team. But no, Dratini ran. And instead we're going to be training up Batman, who I'm worried is going to be paper thin. But that's the way it is. That's the way of the Nuzlocke. So, another thing that I've been working on recently, spent about 16 hours trying to do it. Oh, didn't mean to kill it, but oh well. This last weekend is I've been trying to come up with an intro for the channel. So I've currently got a 15-second intro. I'll premiere it for Origin Platinum. It's currently geared towards that with all of the animations that I've put in it. I want your feedback on it whenever I finally get around to doing the Origin Platinum Nuzlocke. I want you to let me know whether you like it, whether you enjoy it or not. I'm currently looking for a around about 15-second audio clip to use in it. Some of the stuff, I was having a look through Glitch X City. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but it's she does Pokemon theme remixes in like an electronic or dance style. And I was looking for a 15-second clip from one of those to use in it. Fortunately, she's done nothing with any of Professor Oak's themes that I could find by searching on her channel. So I might look at maybe a champion theme of some sort to use in it. Yeah, if you check her out and let me know what you think would be a really cool 15-second clip audio-wise to use in an intro, then I'll have a look and I'll consider it. Yeah, just let me know. But that's that's question of the day. What should I use? What 15-second clip should I use? Right, so this Metapod is proven to be very, very elusive, which is rather annoying. So I think what I'm going to actually do is just skip out on Metapod here. I'll go and have a look in Cerulean, just above Cerulean, see if I can find a Metapod up there. I was hoping that we'd be able to do the Pokédex stuff in one episode, but 15 more Pokemon. I don't think we're going to be able to do that in one episode. The only thing I can think is maybe I should hit the Safari Zone. So where's Zephyr? Let's put Zephyr back in the party. So what I'm going to do is fly over to the Safari Zone and we're going to go and capture some Pokemon within that. We've got around about 15 minutes left on the video, so 15 Pokemon, 15 minutes. Let's see if we can do this. Right, up here. Down and around. Yeah, be cool if we could catch a Chansey. They are incredibly annoying to catch. Anyway, so let's jump in here. We've got our 30 Safari Balls. Let's see what we can get. Any new Pokemon, I'll be flinging Pokeballs at it. Well, apparently Eevees are in the Safari Zone in this game, so let's see if we can catch one of them. Oh, shoot. Right, so he's watching carefully. We got 3 shakes on that first one, so hopefully we can get 2, 3, and... Ah! Oh! Come on, Eevee. If we can catch Eevee, although it doesn't add something to our Pokédex, we can get either Jolteon, Vaporeon, or Flareon. Oh no, it's just going to run here. We're not going to catch this, I don't think. Oh no, it's... I think we got lucky on those first two with the triple wobbles. Just spam Pokeballs and see what happens. We could make it maybe a bit easier to catch by throwing a rock at it, but chances are it'll just run. So I'm just going to spam Safari Balls and we'll hope, against hope, that 1, 2, 3... Ah, oh, Eevee! Come on! Oh, there we go, another Safari Ball. 1, 2... He's just going to stand there and watch us, teasing us, bobbing side to side, smiling at us. So annoying. Three. Yes! There we go. So that's an Eevee added to added to the PC. So we've got technically one new species. If we find enough, if we find Nidoran, Nidorino, Nidoran female and Nidorina, we'll try and capture 2 Nidorinos so we can get a Nidorino and a Nidoking. 1, 2. This could take a long time, guys, and I'm very sorry. One. And it flees. So, we have about as much luck in the Safari Zone as we have in our battles, it appears. Another Eevee, level 15 this time. Even harder to catch. Joy. Oh, I'm just going to throw a rock. I'm sick and tired. Oh, no, okay, I meant to click rock, but instead I clicked ball. Oh well, it's going to flee anyway. And execute. So, let's throw a ball and let's see what happens. Breaks out straight away. Story of our life, really. So we get another Pokeball. 1. So all it's going to be, 1 shake. Maybe I'm just going to start pelting these Pokemon with. I'm going to use a rock first turn. Every single time from now. Eevee. Take a rock to the face. Oh. Eevee's angry. Wow. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. No. Ah, okay, so it's stuck around for another go. 1. It's going to run this time. Watching carefully. Is it not angry anymore? Well, how many turns does the rock actually last? I wonder whether it's only on your next one that it affects it. Well, who knows? I certainly don't, that's for sure. It's another Eevee. It's another species. Let's see what else we can find. There were some Bulbasaurs through there. Oh wait, no, we've already found the Bulbasaur line, obviously. Poor Root. No luck there. It's watching carefully. You can watch us carefully. Let's go with another Safari Ball. 1, 2, 3, and caught it. Another species down. We're finally starting to get some luck here. Makes a change. Anyway, let's carry on. Let's see what else we can find. An execute, right. Let's throw a rock at it. Hits the central one. No, hit that top left one. It already looks sad. Make me feel bad enough as it is. Throwing rocks at Pokemon. It's like throwing a rock at a dog. It's awful. I can kind of understand why they've taken the Safari Zone out in the newer games. Throwing rocks at Pokemon is probably teaches bad habits to kids. Probably didn't want to catch that Nidoran there. Wasn't thinking, but maybe we can evolve it. Not got many Pokeballs left, so I won't catch another Nidoran. Let's just run from that. Let's see what else we can find. The Nidorino, so let's see if I can catch this. Let's use a rock. Boom, straight to the face. And it runs away straight away, unsurprisingly. I'm not sure I'd stick around if somebody was throwing rocks at me. Oh, a female Eevee. Quite rare. Have a rock. I can't believe it. I don't know who thought it was a good idea allowing us to throw rocks at wild Pokemon. Well, 2 balls left. That's Eevee caught. So there we go. We've now got a Jolteon, a Flareon, and a Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon added to the team. We could also, if we wanted to, take out Eon and evolve him into either an Espeon or an Umbreon. So that'd be quite interesting, maybe at a later time. Let's just throw a rock. I'm gonna get myself the best chance that I possibly can of capturing this. With our last Pokeball, let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, and Sparkle. So we've caught another species there. We're going to run outside. We're just going to evolve it straight up. Get as much of the line down as possible. Just muting the phone just in case. So let's go. Let's see. Did I catch my fair share? Not really. The amount of Pokeballs that I wasted. So let's fly up to Celadon here. We're going to go get ourselves some evolution stones. So we need 1 of each. And I wonder... I'm just going to grab a Sunstone because I wonder whether in this game, whether the evolution method was changed from for Espeon. I'm going to find out. I'm going to grab a Sunstone. I'm going to grab a Firestone, Thunderstone, Waterstone, and a Waterstone. Oh, no, I've got one in the bag, so I don't need to worry about that. Nothing else that we need, so let's just jump in this. And back down to the first floor. Also known as the ground floor, people. The ground floor, not the first floor, but the ground floor. I'll never understand that, but there we go. Right. So we're going to actually have to deposit some of the party here. We'll not put them into the RIP box. Let's think about this. Right, let's see. Into box 3. And then we need to withdraw ourselves EV1, EV2, EV3, Nidorina. We're going to come back here. I'll grab him quick. And if I've got a... if I have a rare candy, which I don't think I do, then I guess I can use that on him. Anyway, the first thing I was going to do was check Moonstone. Okay, so Moonstone isn't used on Eevee, so I guess the Sunstone isn't. Anyway, Nidorina's going to evolve here. Grab us another species to add to our list. Get ourselves a big, bustling Nidoqueen that we can't use. So next up is I did just want to check the Sunstone, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I wasn't sure. I just wanted to check. So let's give Eevee the Firestone. Evolve Eevee into Flareon. Probably one of, if not the worst evolution. Not because of the design or anything. I think the design is fantastic. I actually really like Flareon. It's just the stat distribution, the attack move pool, unfortunately. Flareon has a massive attack stat, but the only physical attacking move, the physical fire move that it got, which it didn't get for ages, I think it only got given it in Gen 6, was Flare Blitz, which I just never understood that. I never understood why. It's got Flare in its name and it's a physical attacker. Just give it Flare Blitz. Why you want to hold it back, I don't know. And so we'll use this Water Stone here on Eevee and get ourselves our Vaporeon. Now, whilst we let this evolve, I just want to ask something. So obviously this episode has been spent just basically doing admin, right? Picking up Pokemon to add to the Pokédex. I won't record again until tomorrow, so what I'm going to do is when this goes up, the question of the day today, to go alongside the 15-second recommended. That was kind of more of a recommendation rather than the question of the day. The question of the day is, do you want to see another one of these episodes of me just tidying up and getting our Pokédex up to 60? In fact, we need 9 more, so it's not too far off. If you want to see it, then let me know. Otherwise, I'll just put a quick montage at the start. Next episode, getting us up to it, and then, yeah, and then we'll carry on. So let's just put all these back. And withdraw the rest of the team back out. So, I mean, you'll have probably noticed I'm not going to bother updating the layout just for that withdraw, evolve, and deposit. It's just going to stay the same. Anyway, let's come down here. I'll save up here, and I'll say thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that today's episode was probably quite boring. We're most of the way towards getting the National Dex. If you want to see another episode of me doing it, let me know. If you don't want to see any more failed captures that I seem to be having, then I'll put the rest in as a grinding montage. I'll put the rest in as a capture montage right at the start of the next episode, and we will hit the Sevii Islands. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm ProfessorOaksAide, and I just want to say, keep training to become the Pokemon Masters you know you can become. Thank you, and goodbye.